Hey kings and queens, it's me, Miss Joan. I'm back with another video. This video will be more so about my lock journey as far as my spiritual part of my locks. The reason why I installed locks in my own hair is more of a spiritual reason. And if you look down below in the description box, you will see a link to the article that I read back 5 years ago when I decided to start my locks. But I've been wanting locks for a long time. I would say since I was 19, I've always wanted to lock my hair, but at the time I knew that it was a lot of other styles I wanted to do. At the time I was wearing sew-ins, and I knew I wanted to dye my hair multiple colors. And when I say multiple colors, I don't mean like crazy colors. I just knew at some point I might want to like dye it red. For a while I was blonde, like platinum, well, no, the golden blonde, like what Sierra used to wear back in the day. Yeah, like I've had my hair those colors, browns. And so I knew locks was a commitment, and I wanted to make sure that I had got all that out my system before I had locked my hair. So we'll just start from the year that I locked my hair, which was, so I would say it was about 2016. It was January 2nd, 2016. I wanted my lock anniversary to be on New Year's Day so that I can really celebrate it. But it took me 2 days to two-strand twist my hair to get my locks in, because I wanted them fairly small. But I'm fine with the second. It's an easy day for me to remember. So just to give you a little history, like in my videos from like if you look at some of my older videos, I two-strand twist my hair myself, I've locked my hair myself, I've maintained the locks myself. I pretty much am the only one who is in my head. And it is a spiritual reason behind it, and I'll get to that now. In the article that's linked below, before I locked my hair, I wanted to really know the history of locks. Like, I did not want to just install them. It wasn't a style to me. It wasn't a trend. It was like, this is going to be my life. I knew that I was going to have locks until my end days. I knew I was going to grow old with them and get buried with them, okay? So I wanted to know the history behind it. And I have my phone here, and I'll read just a little bit of it just to give you an idea of the article. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and take a look. It's fairly long, but it gives you a very detailed origin of locks. And the article to me is well written. It took me forever to find this article because it's been about 5 years since I read it, but there is so much more to locks than people think. And this is probably why when I see people, no tea, no shade, decide they are just going to put lock extensions in their hair, to me that's like an insult to locks in the lock community, because there's a lot of people who have a belief system in the reason why their hair is locked. Like Rastafaris, they believe they take their locks, that's their life, okay? Even people in other countries and religions who lock their hair. And so for you to just throw some hair around your head and call them locks and call it a lock journey, it's a little offensive, but that's personally my opinion, and this will kind of explain to you why. So one thing is, if in this article it states that most people in modern societies have not even heard of the 77 commandments, much less follow them. Even students on the journey of initiation are not able to follow all the commandments all the time. This puts everyone who has not reached a certain level of purity and spirituality at big risk if they lock their hair. Lying, gossiping, talking too much, cheating, stealing, killing animals, insects, or living beings, all of these things are against the commandments. And so initially dreadlocked hair was reserved for priests and keepers of the temple rather than for students, farmers, common people who have not reached this level of spirituality. So when I say locks is a very deep meaning, it really is. Now, no, I read it. I knew for a fact I wasn't going to follow no 77 commandments, okay? It wasn't that deep for me. but I respect the origin and the belief system behind it and the people who originated from this. Sometimes you just, from our people, you got to respect the history. And so, yeah, like this is deep. This is deep. Locking your hair is deep. To me, is deep. It's a commitment, And another thing, and this is so me, and I'm going to get in a little bit more detail on when I locked my hair and what motivated me to commit to this journey. But a little bit more in the article, it does state dreadlocks are not a fashion statement. They are a political statement against the government or system, and they are not a symbol of vices and pleasures such as smoking ganja. That hit me deep. Because the reason I'm gonna tell you what motivated me to install them, and then you will see. And at the time when I was ready to do it, I didn't even read this article. Okay, so when I read it, it was like a sign to me that this is what I needed to do. And it says dreadlocks are a very serious spiritual commitment that cannot be taken lightly. Perhaps the consequences of breaking just even a few commitments will not be seen in this life. So it goes on to talk about the 77 commandments. But if you take a look, it literally lists all complete 77 commandments. It's a lot. Pretty much, it just really breaks down that locks is origin. They believe the origins is Africa, and as time went, it got to Jamaica. It's deep. I don't challenge it. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with nobody about it. I just read the article and it resonated with me, and it helped me commit more and take the journey more personal and more serious than just like, oh, I like locks, they look good. I'm gonna just put some locks in my head. So what really motivated and pushed me to lock my hair, it was literally around the time that Michael Brown was killed in Ferguson, Missouri. And I live literally about 2 hours from Ferguson. I live in the state of Illinois, but Illinois and Missouri is like right next door. And I live like 2 hours from St. Louis, and that's literally next door to Ferguson. So when it happened, at the time, I was like knee deep into like my pro-black, woke, I was woke, I was all about it. I was all about my people. I still am. But at that time, like I was newly in it, kind of. I was like reading a lot and learning a lot. And that situation upset me a lot because there's a saying that I seen online a couple years ago that resonates, and I feel like it is true to the woke community or pro-black community or whatever community it is called now, because I don't think it's the same as it was 5 years ago. It was a meme and a quote I seen, and it resonated. It says, to be woke is to be angry all the time. That is true. Because so much killing and unnecessary killing with just our people, just people of color, of this skin complexion and darker, like really is unnecessary. It is really crazy. And at the time I was so heartbroken and still am, and angry, and I wanted to show the world pretty much the best way I can show you that I'm unapologetically black. Like, I'm not ashamed to be this color. I'm not ashamed to be from the origins of Africa. Like, I'm not. And so I knew by locking my hair, which I've always wanted to do, but at the time I was loose natural for 2 years. I was kind of like struggling with that because there's so much maintenance that go with that. But when I followed along with that story for all those weeks, I was just like, I'm done. I'm tired. When you see me, you gonna know I'm proud to be who I am. You will not question who I am. You will not think twice about asking me who I am. Because when you see my hair, you're gonna know who I am. In our society, as far as in our black culture, you know, hair is very important. Hair is a big deal among black women and black men. And so, you know, I knew people would frown upon me locking my hair, or they thought it was just a phase. Like, you know, I didn't think, when I first started, I really felt like people didn't think I was going to commit to it. Like, I was just doing it. But as years have gone by, like, people's like, yo, you really stuck with it. I mean this when I say this. Like, my locks is my life. It really is. And to put the topping on the cake, it may be in that article, it may be in another article I read, but what I did in the process of me installing my locks, like 2-strand twisting my hair myself, I said blessings. I literally said a prayer. So I would be twisting my hair, I would stop and say a blessing of my future and my life. On my ring finger, I have an Egyptian ankh tattooed on it. So when I mean like my locks is personal to me, it is very personal to me. I cannot tell you which locks they were in. I was just randomly twisting my hair and praying. So if I was to cut my locks, I look at it as I'm cutting my blessings. That goes to say that I really support those who go into the lock journey because that they feel like it's for them. I'll be honest with you, my hair never grew past maybe my shoulder for years since I was a child. Ironically enough, since I've locked my hair is literally past the middle of my back. So I look at it as it's meant for me to have locks, because it seems my hair has only grown with locks. So I just feel like it's my purpose, you know. And so that's why I'm so big on locks. That's why I won't cut my locks. I'm pretty sure as they grow and get a little longer, I'll probably start trimming them some. But right now, no. Not anything I'm going to do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know if you was expecting it to be a little bit more deeper, you know. But if you really just take the time out to really read the article, and I'm going to make sure I link it below, you can kind of understand why I did what I did. Pretty much, you're just never going to question who I am. My hair does not define me. My hair does not make me a good or bad person. I knew there was going to come with stereotypes with having locks. I didn't care, because here's the thing about stereotypes, or just what people say. It's one thing when people say something that's true. It's another thing when they say something because they don't know no better. There's nothing anyone could say to me about my hair that's going to make me feel inferior or make me feel bad about my hair, because I know my hair. I know my truth. I know my reason, and I know my beliefs. So rock on with your bad self. Just saying. You know, so this goes to say, you know, sis get a little teed when, you know, let me put it this way. If you're going to put some lock extensions in your hair, call it a lock extension journey, please. Please. Don't call it a lock journey, because it's not a lock journey. It's a lock extension journey. And you're cheating the shortcut, and you're disrespecting all of us who literally have committed to this. Y'all don't know. I'm telling you, if you ain't got locks, you don't know the struggle of those beginning stages. I don't call it the ugly stage, because it's nothing ever ugly about your hair, but it's awkward as hell. Awkward. Y'all don't understand what we go through. When you go through those first, I say 2 to 3 years in your lock journey, maybe even 4 years. No, 2 to 3. No, yeah, 2 to 3. You have family members who's questioning why you're doing that to your hair. You have people looking at you like you done lost your mind. You even yourself, your self-esteem, if you're used to wearing wigs or having long hair, because you know, even if you have long natural hair, when you lock your hair, it will shrink up some. If you're used to always being able to manipulate your hair in so many different styles and you no longer can, you start doubting whether you're making the right decision. So you go through a lot of insecurities and you go through a lot of self-doubt. And when you stick it through and you go through it and you start hitting those mile markers, when you start to have hang time, when people are actually starting to say, oh my God, your hair is beautiful, you start realizing that the sacrifice was worth it. I've been there. I got pictures to prove it. Been there. So even though I've made it this far, 5 years, and my hair has grown at the length it has, I don't never forget what I went through in the beginning. It humbles me. It humbles me. And it humbles me more when my friends and my families or just strangers from the internet reach out to me or just be like, you helped me in my journey. Like, I started my locks because of you, or you helped me stick in that journey, because I'm telling you, the results pays off, honey. Do you not say? The results pays off. Not only that, you learn something about yourself. And so with that being said, you know, my hair is very personal to me. I love my hair. I adore my hair. You know, I'm in love with my hair, and it has nothing to do with length. It has nothing to do with the styles. It's because the meaning behind my locks was to let the world know I am tired of your shit. Excuse my language. I am tired of you thinking that you can do whatever you want to me because I don't look like you. So when you see me, boo, you gonna know sis black. Okay. Before it gets any more deeper, I want to thank you, queens and kings, for sticking it out with me. I know this has been a long coming video. Got it out today for you all. But please make sure you take a look at that article, read it, just have a better understanding, you know. And to any of those who are watching, when you run across this video and you have lock extensions, I still got love for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge nobody for the decisions they make. It ain't my business and I don't care. Just know. Okay? Just know. Sis. Bruh. But other than that, I want to say I really appreciate you all 7,000 of you. You have stuck it out with me. Sis been MIA. I got a few more videos that's coming up in the next coming weeks, and it's gonna pretty much give you more detail on what I've been going through, what my locks been going through, so you can just have a better understanding. It's real out here in these streets, you know. Life has a way of kicking you in the butt. But I didn't let it hold me down, and I hope you take a lesson from me. Don't let it hold you down. If you are thinking about locking your hair, do it. Make sure you are ready. But maybe reading that article will definitely motivate you to commit to it, and maybe help you understand that the decision you are making is best for your life spiritually and just mentally and emotionally. Other than that, I love you all. As I always say, your journey is your journey. I still believe that. And smooches.